Did you get your plasma? Did you? Hmm? How much do I owe? I would imagine that by now, with the false paradigm that's been set up, the charges have accrued to over $1,200, right? Maybe 13. My understanding is that the total charges I owe in library fines are over $1,200. That would be at least two original petitions. It's just a substantial increase, you know that? The charges, the fines in library books on a daily basis. All three of the petitions that I filed on January 16th of 2020 would have amounted if I had been able to have the money to pay the filing fees in order to submit them myself instead of having to attest to pauperdom in order to submit them. The amount you've fraudulently charged me in library overdue fees because of whatever it is you're doing with the threat to recall these specific items and then engage them in some sort of acts of fraud connected, I believe, to the municipal bond issued on May 21st of 2018, for which I was literally trafficked to Dallas. The amount of money that in just the last few weeks you tried to use in order to levy retaliatory fines against me would have paid for those filings. And they would have paid for the filings that I would have filed on the dates I said I would have filed them, that are already prepared, that I already have all of the supporting information for. But you keep interfering, right? Right? It's very important that you do some sort of simulation with that kind of extortion as opposed to being responsible for the implications. So I'm acknowledging, again, where we are. You know, I was reading last night in a case that was opined on what it meant. There was a specific phrase that was used in there. It said, if the books are on the shelves, then can it be considered a crime to teach what's in them? I'm rather under the understanding that your conspiracy is so comprehensive that you've taken the history of jurisprudence in the United States off the shelves because that is what you're trying to convince us is the crime now. Your authoritarianism is so comprehensive and your hypocrisy is so profound that you've made actually knowing the Constitution and the history of the law in the United States an off the shelf proposition. I, for one, don't agree. I, for one, understand you have absolutely no authority. And I also understand that you have used these shenanigans in very, very, very illegal activities that necessarily would draw the attention of other people whose self interest is dependent upon somebody somewhere above the age of consent exercising reasonable judgment.